Hello everyone and welcome to the finale of Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. In the last episode we did the final story mission, and in this episode we're going to do something a little bit different. Each and every one of these is the same, just doing the mission, going to the boss at the end and then completing it. I'm now on my personal file with everything already done. So now I'm just going to skip right to the end. This Let's Play has overstayed its welcome, and there wasn't really any need for any training missions or anything like that. So what we're going to be doing is this final thing here. EX facing mutated Ganon. Appeared with a mob of powerful monsters. Rush through the malice-covered battlefield and defeat this daunting threat. We have a lot of enemies to deal with here. So perfect dodge timing window is a good thing, some more damage. Yeah, let's go with that.
Yes.
And with me I am taking Zelda with the Sealing Bow, Pora and Robbie with the ultimate Sheikah arms, Link with the Master Sword, and Calamity Ganon. Sorry, Suga, you don't get the love that you're supposed to get. Let's go on the mission, shall we? And here we are where it all began and where it all ended. Well, it's where it all ends now. So, we've got some Malice Moblins and some Malice Eyeballs over here. Yeah. But basically this episode is more of a retrospective of how this series should have gone. It's gone on long enough. I've repeated myself countless times. Oh, let's do this thing. Let's defeat this boss. Let's complete this mission. No attack speed plus. Yeah, this game is more of a thing that I would like to play on my own time and not as a Let's Play. As much as I love this game, it's not Let's Play material. Breath of the Wild is more Let's Play material, and that's an open world, like, choose where your adventure goes, basically. I just don't want to be repeating myself time and time again during these Let's Plays, which became a theme after the main story. Which is why I should have really called it until the DLC story came out. I don't have to explain everything about the movesets or the weapons or anything. Warriors Dojo has a great series on that, and I highly recommend checking it out. I didn't really need to say which combo strings expose weak point gauges or what strategies to completely destroy them. I don't know, it's just something that has been done already, and I've already recommended Warriors Dojo quite a bit. It's just not a needed thing. And plus, with all of these challenges, it's not really impactful on the story, and it's not really needed at all to include them. But since this is the final mission that has some semblance of story, I figured it would be best to include it. And sorry, Suga, you don't get the love that you need. Yeah, as much as that's a thing. I just want to get the series over and done with. Honestly, it's stupid how much this has gone on. Like, I'm looking at the channel right now, and since February 15th, 2021 was when this series started, and it just needs to be over. Like, a year-long series of a game that I should have just focused on the main story with. I don't really need to carry it on any further. I just want to move on to the next game and be done with this one. Don't get me wrong though, this game is fun, but only on my spare time when I want to play it. And don't even get me started on how much Attack on Titan overstayed its welcome. I mean, I did my own Let's Play of the main story and then the Season 3 stuff, and then a Versus and a co-op series. Like, that game is fun, but only if there's a project with something to do with it. This game, it's more of a spare time thing. It's not really a let's play or a stream thing. Like, even now, it's getting repetitive, just wailing on the same bosses over and over and over again, with flurry rushes and weak point smashes and killing them with no impact on the story whatsoever. And this is what gets me about Koei Tecmo games in general. This isn't just this game. If I was to do the original Hyrule Warriors or the definitive edition here on Switch, it would be a lot worse.
I will fight for Hyrule.
I would feel like the completionist with what, 1,000 hours in the game? But even then, with me, I progress through a game at a very slow pace. Unless I'm willing to put the time and effort aside to 100% it. That's what I did with this game before the DLC was even announced. I don't know. This game is a lot more easy to 100% than Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition due to the amount of content that it has. And I'm a completionist at heart. And Gerard the Completionist said that it is just a game to beat. The original Hyrule Warriors, that is, not this one.
I have done it.
But as we've been defeating enemies, the hollows have appeared and yada yada yada. It's the same thing as the Yiga clan's retreat and other stuff like that. You know, I'm running out of things to say about this game. It's just not really a thing to do anymore. This is like the most self-aware episode ever of this game. Like, we've just been doing weak point smashes over and over and over again. We've got a time limit. We've got 11 enemies to defeat and then Harbinger Ganon's ultimate form. You know? And usually I'm quite upset when a series ends. Like, when a Let's Play ends, I'm like, I wish I could play more. It was like that with Bowser's Inside Story, for instance, or Partners in Time, or Superstar Saga. It all depends on the game's type, really. This wasn't a good introduction to Zelda in the channel, really. I should have gone with Breath of the Wild first. Or maybe Spirit Tracks. That is a childhood favorite of mine. I don't know anymore. This series just needs to end. Like, it was fun at the start, but then it got repetitive. And honestly, it's good that I'm feeling like this, because it makes me remember how a very grind-heavy and repetitive game such as this one doesn't really fit my Let's Play style. Because it's just running to area, defeating hordes of enemies. Which is basically more of a stress relief thing. But it just causes me more stress because I like to just not speak when doing it in my spare time. But having to put commentary over it, it's just... I don't know, it's just... I really don't know. This is just one of those... get the stresses out and forget about them sort of game. Don't get me wrong though, this game has an excellent story, as misadvertised by the developers as The Great Calamity 100 years before Breath of the Wild. But what they didn't say was that it's an alternate universe, otherwise they would have spoiled it. But you know, it's good story, but not really a Let's Play type of game. I mean, I've said that countless times already in this episode already. We're facing off against mutated Ganon, just like the first battle with Terracore, unaffected by any runes whatsoever. The stasis rune only holds them for a second. Honestly, using Zelda or Link with this is just overpowered as fuck. Like, Zelda's weapons, like the bow, does more damage because of Malice. Same with Link's Master Sword, and honestly, like, I can just bow spam this. And then it's over. Age of Calamity, you will not be missed as a Let's Play, but you will be missed as a game that I love to play in my free time. That was the general gist of what I was trying to say throughout that whole 10 minutes of me ranting and raving about how this shouldn't have been a Let's Play. Though overall as a game, Age of Calamity is really solid. Like, you've got all of these locations that you visit before the Calamity destroyed them. Hyrule Castle in particular with the Great Hall. Hyrule Field with the exchange and everything. Honestly, I like games like this that have more of a alternate timeline sort of deal. Like, what would have happened? Like, it's why I like Marvel's What If. Like, what if Captain Carter instead of Captain America? But anyway, the Blood Moon Battlefields. I'm not going to do them. It would just take more time repeating what I say. And anyway, it would just keep going to Yiga Clan Hideout. Battle of Hyrule Field never gets one. All Hyrule United also gets one. But anyway, we have the gallery here. It has all of the characters that we've met on our journey. Some good, some bad, some outright crazy. I'm looking at you, Purah and Robbie. And Aster. I'm actually surprised Harbinger Ganon didn't get any alternate artwork. That was his Harbinger form. And we've got Purah and Robbie and Purah and Robbie. We've got a lot of characters that we didn't know existed in Breath of the Wild. Or were dead. But we've got all the cutscenes here if we need to rewatch them. Sometimes I've had to play the cutscenes because any glitches happen during recording and stuff like that. But yeah, we've got all these cutscenes. We've got a history of everything that we've done with the quests, like the before and after. We've got the research quests from the Royal Ancient Lab, and we've got the OST and the total playtime. And since this is on my personal file, 401 hours. And I can't believe stuff like this is calculated, like the distance glider, the map completion. Well, I get that one, but distance travel on foot. We've got character changes, we've got Sheikah runes, we've got rod uses, we've got water surfaces, we've got grass cut, apples eaten. Like, I get the rupees obtained, but apples eaten? Honestly, I like this game. In fact, I love it. But I've been ranting and raving throughout this entire episode. It doesn't really reflect on how much I actually enjoy the game. But that is it for Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. And now, let's travel to the alternate timeline. You know, when everything is destroyed. Let's do the time warp. And this is my Master Mode playthrough on Breath of the Wild. All Korok seeds, basically 100%, except for the armor because star fragments are a biatch. Anyway, here we are at Hyrule Castle in the destroyed timeline, a little bit of a preview of the eventual Breath of the Wild Let's Play, which will definitely be around Breath of the Wild 2's release, I would say, or maybe after. So then I could do this game and then move on to Breath of the Wild 2, like, a little bit afterwards. I wouldn't say right afterwards, but maybe like 1 or 2 Let's Plays after. But I have to say, Hyrule Castle, seeing it this destroyed, as opposed to in, you know, the Calamity Strikes mission in Age of Calamity, yeah, it's a massive contrast, I would say. And also, things are drastically, like, scaled down in Age of Calamity. Like, the castle is much bigger in Breath of the Wild. And I'm being targeted by guardians as we come out of the castle. So, how would a Breath of the Wild Let's Play work? Funny, I should mention that. I would do it by region. I would do the shrines and Korok seeds on the Great Plateau before moving on to the next one. Korok seeds are the absolute must, because that's what prevented me from getting 100% in the first place. And here we are in the destroyed castle town. So I'll be moving through each region. So let's say Great Plateau, Dueling Peaks, Hateno, and then like moving around the map, let's say. So Dueling Peaks, Hateno, Faron, Lake, and then if we get to a Divine Beast, we'll do it then. Basically, we're not going to be following any sort of path. Any memories that we'll be getting along the way, that will be like played right before the final battle. And also, all shrines, Korok seeds, the Trial of the Sword, Champion's Ballad, side quests, all of that will be done right before the final battle. The final battle will be the end of the Let's Play. It's going to be hell to say the least. Like, I don't know. It seems more of a stream thing than a Let's Play thing, but I would like to test my mettle with it. I mean, I've seen Let's Plays of the Breath of the Wild, and it is doable. Just how it will be done, I don't know. I mean, you shouldn't really be seeing what's happening with Hyrule Castle or the Master Sword or even the Master Cycle Zero at this rate. But I'm getting shot at by Guardians right here, so I'll see you all for the next Let's Play. Yeah. See you guys then, as I escape from all these Guardians.